UPA, Urbanism Planning Architecture, is an Italian-Emirati studio with offices in Abu Dhabi, Milan, and Baghdad. Bringing together international talent along with the knowledge and insights of a team of consultants and experts, UPA has created architectural solutions for a range of projects, from hospitals to villas, from hotels to schools, and auditoriums to towers. We've worked with public and private clients from across Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. After years of practicing with different cultures and environment, we formed our philosophy around three central pillars. Passion. Our passion for timeless architecture is what gives us the focus and drive to push ourselves to the limit on every project. We live and breathe design work that inspires, and from the planning stage to the end product, we'll work with you in your business, crafting your ideas into a building that achieves everything you want and more. Expertise. With over 15 years' experience working at the highest level of the architectural industry, we've got the expertise, the know-how, and the training to design buildings that always stand the test of time. It's not just about art, though. We also know how to construct engineering solutions that are built to last. Diversity. We think that the best architectural firms draw their talent from a diverse pool of architects. With that in mind, our company is made up of gifted individuals from a range of art disciplines, backgrounds, cultures, and countries to give us the edge in bringing unforgettable architecture to the table. We make passion, expertise, and diversity the key ingredients of our projects. Each project is designed taking into consideration the culture of who will use the building and the specificity of the genius loci. Architect Paolo Lettieri is the principal architect of UPA and managing partner of UPA Italia. This is a thought on his design vision. When I design an architecture, I have a dualistic approach with two main levels, a more rational one, which could be seen as the more structural one, and a more organic and emotional one. Both of these approaches are then ultimately guided by a pure visibility approach. Any result that arises from the elaboration of the two design approaches must in any case lead to a result that satisfies and fulfills the aesthetic sense. The project must be useful and beautiful. The minimum point of arrival of a project is a result that I consider functionally valid, but also beautiful from an aesthetic and emotional point of view. These two design directions coexist in all the projects. One usually generates linear and rectangular shapes of a Cartesian matrix. The other generates more organic forms. In some projects, such as the Al-Kazimi Hospital in Sharjah, the Cartesian rational matrix predominates. Form follows function in a plan based on rectangular volumes interspersed with internal cohorts. This Cartesian matrix is reported in the geometries of the facades with the further use of contrasting black and white. Black and white are also found in the choices of interior design. Despite its predominant Cartesian approach, there is, however, the presence of a more organic element. The pavilion of VIP hospitalizations has an elliptical shape. On the contrary, in other projects, such as the Abu Dhabi Ladies Club project, the generating lines are largely made up of organic, elliptical shapes. The plan is based on fluid curved shapes of a floral matrix. This tension is also found in the organic nature of the facades and in the fluidity of the interior spaces. The result is a highly emotional and unconventional architecture. Then, there are projects in which the two aspects are balanced by generating a continuous dialogue between Cartesian shapes and curvilinear shapes. For example, in the Vagik Auditorium project in Moscow, the orthogonal geometric matrix gives shape to the floor plan of the hall, to the arrangement of the seats, and above all, to the design of the rotating acoustic panels on the internal walls. The false ceiling, on the other hand, is based on curved shapes that make the space more dynamic. The curved shapes, although they may seem like an expressionist gesture, actually arise from the need to have large surfaces capable of reflecting sound waves in an optimal way. The optimal shape for better distributing sound reflections is the convex one, and not the concave one, as one is erroneously led to think when thinking of many musical instruments. The different presence of these two competing design matrices determines new design solutions and new architectures every time. Architect Aswan Zubaidi is the principal architect of UPA and CEO of UPA Consultancy in Abu Dhabi and Baghdad. This is his idea for the development of a successful concept and design. At first, we always start to study the philosophy of the project, how to develop a new theme, what we will add to the future of the architecture, what we will add to the future of the city or the surrounding area, and what about the internal spaces details and integrated with material, how to deal with the lighting, what to do with the solid and void to the facade and massing. However, because of my background as urban designer, I usually start concept design from master planning, considering all site constraints to define the consequences of planning requirements for the massing of the project. This to define solid and void to the site composition and the relation to the surrounding, the impact of the project on the surroundings, and how the surroundings place conditions on our project. Going to the second level, we start to build the concepts on the 3D models directly to define the massing. So, the internal spaces and the open voids internally look like in general, that will be together with the project to development of the concept with the urban similar to design. We are moving from the outside to the semi-close space of the entrances and going internally to the open space inside. The next level is to work on the function, because the project shall too be nice with monumental touch in one hand. But the most important is to be at the individual level and how they'll live and work. Then to consider the creation of internal spaces and connecting or moving between those spaces by circulation and feelings. Doing this, we develop the detailing with proportion. All of this work together with a cost and budget allowable for the project. We understand how to do a project that will live and work with minimum cost, with optimal operation, and with less maintenance. So, that is the last level, which is the detailing, before closing the concept and going to the next stages of engineering and detailed design. In this case, that is important to understand how much is the cost, how much is the budget. Of course, that will be dealing with materials to utilize the spaces and open voids that will be added to the design and work together with the total look described earlier. And then, what is the future profit that will be generated from the building? To conclude, we report a part of an interview released by Paolo Lettieri on UPA. Our peculiarity lies in the fact that UPA, despite being a not very large architecture studio, we could say a boutique studio, is often compared to large international companies because it has been able to get involved in the international arena with relevant projects, using international standards, favoring the mindset of foreign customers through a balance and constant compliance with the needs of the various clients. Ours is not a simple job, as all our fellow architects and engineers know, and over the years it is becoming faster and more complex. We respond by continuing to make passion, expertise, and diversity the key ingredients of our projects.